Alright, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico coming again with another video. I have 4 topics to touch on today. First of all, the reasons why Trent Williams looks like he's trending to actually coming back. We went from a definitive to a maybe, and now it's looking like a more than likely. We'll see though. Also, some big news as far as who our GM will be and when we'll hire one. Then I talk about Chase Young's Fandom controversy, which team he actually roots for, because if you've been on Twitter, you've seen all kinds of mess going on. We're going to get deep into that. And then we have to talk about the worst news the Redskins have heard all week. Let's get it. Alright, so we're going to start off with the whole Trent Williams situation. A big update for it. First of all, Ron Rivera has made it publicly known that he's trying to bring back Trent Williams.
It's about damn time.
JP Finlay, a couple of days ago, asked Rivera if he plans on bringing Trent Williams back. And then Ron Rivera said, quote, "Well, that's something I'm interested to sit down and talk with the powers that be, the folks that are going to get together and discuss that as we go forward. I have an idea of how I want to sit down and visit with them." So there's a plan. There's definitely a plan. He also said, for the most part, we're still trying to get our feet wet, get started, and head into the right direction. Which means Trent Williams is one of those things that he wants to get going in order to turn his franchise around and build a winning culture.
Oh, say less.
He also said, as far as Trent Williams, it's enough blaming everyone. Let's find a solution so we can move forward as a football team and he can move forward as a football player. So basically, the people who did you wrong are gone. Now it's time to basically man up and let's figure this thing out so we can go ahead and bring you back as soon as possible. And then you have some really interesting news about Trent Williams, and this is the juiciest part of it all. Watch Adrian Peterson talk about Trent Williams on the radio earlier today.
Yeah, I sent a text out immediately to my guy. When I heard about Ron coming in and some of the moves that they had made, and I was like, "Hey, so does this mean you'll come back?" And he didn't say no. Let me just say that.
Come on now, come on, just let it out. What he say?
He did. Hey, he didn't say no. And he said that, hey, you guys take care of me and pay me, I'll be back. So that's all I needed to hear. Yeah.
So basically, Adrian Peterson told Brian Mitchell, that Trent Williams would return as long as they take care of him and pay him. And so far, that's the most optimistic news we've heard. First of all, from it going from a definitive no to a maybe a few days ago, and then now this. So basically, Dan Snyder, Eric Schaefer, Ron Rivera, and Trent Williams sit down together, discuss how y'all are going to handle this training staff situation, and sit down and figure out how you're going to extend them, give them more guaranteed money, all of that. Get that done. We need Trent Williams to protect Dwayne Haskins, our future franchise quarterback's blind side. And then that way, when we bring back Trent Williams, offensive tackle won't be as much of a big need to where y'all are out here saying don't draft Chase Young, trade back. If we have Trent Williams, the need to trade back is far less prevalent. And then we can just figure out how we're going to replace Morgan Moses later. Either later in the draft, or there's a lot of free agent options out there like an Anthony Costanzo who's going to be a free agent. But out of the way, thank goodness Trent Williams looks like he's coming back. And as soon as he says he returns, as soon as there's pen on paper, as soon as there's money on the line, as soon as he gets a bag, I will definitely report it to y'all. Now for the GM news, and this is also really big. To me, this is the most important discussion of this video. First of all, it's been reported that it looks like the Redskins will not hire a GM until after the draft.
What?
As reported by Hogs Haven, quote, "As reported last week, the Skins won't get around to overhauling their front office until after the draft. And the name I hear the most chatter about in a general manager role is Colts executive Morocco Brown. And along with Louis Riddick, Rick Smith, the ex-Texans GM, Nick Caserio, the current GM for the Patriots, Urban Meyer, John Dorsey, and many others, I do like the thought of Morocco Brown becoming our GM. He definitely has an eye for talent in building teams. Darius Leonard, that's him. Somebody that nobody paid any attention to in the draft and is now one of the best linebackers in the league and definitely easily one of the best young linebackers in the league. He was just named second All-Pro team. And he was an immediate Pro Bowler for the Colts the first year after they drafted him. Morocco Brown saw the talent in him drafted him, and now look at him. All-pro linebacker for cheap, way late in the draft. And he's also the one that's been in charge of putting together this great offensive line that it's sad that Andrew Luck won't get to enjoy because he retired. But now they actually have a really good offensive line led by Quentin Nelson from Notre Dame. You already know Iowa, Notre Dame, Wisconsin, those schools breed offensive linemen. Georgia. But Morocco Brown possibly picked the best one to come out of a draft in years between all of those schools. He's definitely given the Colts a young core to build around. And the Redskins getting him will be great. I would also be down with Kyle Smith being promoted to GM because he's been running these past few drafts, most notably the most recent one that we've had that was beautiful. Terry McLaurin, Cole Holcomb, Kelvin Hartman, Jimmy Moreland, all later round picks having big impacts, huge impacts. And you can't forget Dwayne Haskins and Montez Sweat all in the first round. But bringing in another mind from an outside team to come and help what we have going in the front office would never hurt. And Morocco Brown is a great candidate for that.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now, for a lot of y'all who are wondering why we're going to wait till after the draft, I know it sounds funny, but with the scouts in the front office and everybody, Eric Schaefer, Kyle Smith, Doug Williams, putting in all of that work throughout this entire 2019, changing things up with a front office, and along with trying to get Ron Rivera and Jack Del Rio all on page together with the front office, as far as they're looking for draft-wise and free agent-wise, bringing in a new GM would possibly reset all of the work they've already put in. And if everybody who's currently in the front office and all of the decision makers like Ron Rivera, if everybody has good chemistry and they're all on the same page now, bringing in a GM before the draft could mess that up. Plus, a lot of potentially great GMs get fired or become available post-draft anyway. It always happens, every draft. Post-draft is like when you're supposed to hire front office people. It sounds weird, but it's just what happens. I could definitely see this report coming true and the Redskins wait until after the draft to bring in a GM, and Morocco Brown is a good name. Redskins Nation should be happy about being linked to a name like that. Now, next topic, Chase Young and his fandom. Now, as we all know, Chase Young is a DMV kid, more specifically Maryland, the M part of the DMV. He went to St. Vincent Pallotti High School in Laurel, Maryland for 2 years and then transferred to DeMatha Catholic High School in Hyattsville, Maryland for his last 2 years. Born and raised in Maryland. And also, we've seen him hanging out with Wale on New Year's Eve, going into New Year's, celebrating it with Wale, a DMV legend, a DC legend, posted up together having a good old time. Chase Young has also ran into numerous Redskins fans in the DMV area, just chilling, bars and random stuff. He's definitely tapped in with the DMV. And we've seen tweets from him hating on the Cowboys. He has one tweet where he says, Cowboys about to take a L, ha ha ha, October 5th, 2015. In September 2014, he said Cowboys always gonna be some. In July 2017, he says DMV has the best athletes, and I can't complain because as a UGA fan, that boy Mikael Sherman, that outside linebacker, the 5-star coming to Georgia this recruiting cycle, I love him, so I can't even really argue right now. You know, I feel like Georgia has the best athletes, but I'm biased. Florida, Texas, California, Ohio, and Maryland are definitely doing their things, though. But I love the fact that Chase Young has this DMV, has the best athletes type of energy, especially on the internet. He's letting it be known. He also said it's always a good day when the Cowboys lose in 2016. He said he never liked the Cowboys in 2015. He said Ryan Kerrigan is real with 2 100 emojis in 2014. He also praised Kirk Cousins in 2014 and praised Alfred Morris in 2014. And then here's a picture of him as a little kid in all of this Redskins gear. It looks very similar to my pictures as a kid. My mom had me dressed up head to toe in Redskins gear ever since I was little. Right now it's up in the air of what team he is actually a fan of. He clearly hates the Cowboys, and then he's hated on the Redskins. He also said that D-Jax going to the Redskins would be a bad move, and the Redskins would still be trash even after getting D-Jax. So I don't know if he's an Eagles fan. Right now it's pointing towards Eagles fan or a disgruntled Redskins fan. We're not exactly sure. I want to see him come out and address it. And here's a post of him saying the Giants are still some LOL. And he said in April 2014, Redskins still about to be some. And we still don't know if that means he hates the Redskins or he's just a disgruntled fan. Because at the end of the day, we've all said way worse about the Redskins, and we're diehard Redskins fans. Definitely want to see him address it. I'm leaning towards him being a Redskins fan, though. He's just probably a hard critique like we are and is willing to get on their neck on social media about it. And the biggest thing about it is like, is he lying when he says the Redskins was about to be some in 2014? He wasn't lying. That's the funniest part about it. But at the end of the day, none of that matters because he's about to play for the Redskins. He's about to compete for being our best pass rusher we've ever had. Him and Montez Sweat about to compete for being the best pass rushing duo the league has ever seen.
Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
He's about to make the Redskins look good and embrace them, whether he was a fan growing up or not, which I'm pretty sure he was. But like I said, none of that matters. He's about to make the Redskins great, and that's all us fans should care about.
Exactly.
And now the last topic, the worst news Redskins fans have heard all week. And I'm just so sad to talk about it because it really hurts my heart, honestly, man. I'm torn in two about it, man. I don't even know what to say, but
I'm terrified.
The Cowboys have finally fired Jason Garrett as their head coach.
No!
Their mediocrity may finally come to an end.
I gotta deal with this bull.
Even though I do feel like Jerry Jones is more so the problem than Jason Garrett was, but still, man, Jason Garrett had them boys underperforming like crazy. It was beautiful. Now that may no longer be the case depending on who they hire as a head coach. Even though whoever they hire may still be a puppet just like Jason Garrett was. It may not change much anyway. But hopefully on the good side of the news, there are some rumblings that the Giants may look at hiring Jason Garrett.
Are you serious?
So, you know what I'm saying? He might go from the Cowboys to the Giants and keep the Giants being average.
Excellent.
Hopefully. But it still saddens me to know that Jason Garrett has been fired as the Cowboys head coach. That is definitely the worst news we've heard this past week.
This is bad.
It's just been great news after great news after great news. Bruce Allen fired, training staff fired, Trent Williams possibly coming back, Chase Young declaring going to be the second overall pick, going to us, almost guaranteed. So much good news out there. Ron Rivera hired his head coach. Jack Del Rio hired his head coach. And then just to mess up the whole mood and the momentum we have going, Jason Garrett fired as Cowboys head coach. Cowboys had to just go and ruin the mood. But it's cool though. We're coming with more great news in the future. Hopefully tomorrow, as in Saturday. And we're going to see what the future holds. But shouts out to y'all for watching this video. Thank you. Please hit that like button if you felt it. Or even hit the dislike button. Either way, it helps the channel. I prefer for you to hit the dislike button than to hit neither of them. So please hit one of them, preferably the like button, of course. And then please subscribe if you haven't. I'm constantly spamming y'all with Redskins content. And soon, even if you're not a Redskins fan, I'm spamming y'all with draft content. Live streams, controversial videos and debate topics, interesting views. I'm gonna have film sessions coming out, all kinds of mock drafts, not just for the Redskins with my 7-round mock draft I'm coming out with soon, but also full mock drafts for every team. A full first-round mock draft for every team that's drafted in the first round. And we're gonna do that together as a live stream. Stay tuned for that. Definitely subscribe. Hit that bell next to the subscription button so you can make sure you get every notification of every video and live stream I do. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all for watching this video. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.
That's all, folks.